Hey everybody, it's Wednesday, so that means it's time to update you on what we are going to be talking about this coming Sunday for our sermon. And of course, we're going to be continuing our study in the Gospel of Mark. We're going to be in Mark chapter 7 this week, at least the first 23 verses. And we're going to highlight, or I'm going to be highlighting where Jesus talks about what defiles us. And it's this really fascinating, topic that he's diving into. And of course, you have to remember his context, the context that he's in of this sort of game of wits with the Pharisees, this battle of who has the correct interpretation of the law of Moses, right? Is it the Pharisees who they've built their tradition up, not just for the sake of tradition, right? I think sometimes we misunderstand the Pharisees. They built their tradition on the backs of other teachers throughout the centuries, throughout the millennia, even. And so, from the context of the Pharisees, they're thinking, this is the way to do it because this has been handed down to us in this way, right? So it has to be right. And of course, they then commit the logical fallacy that just because something's been around for a long time doesn't make it right. And we all know that, right? But we even fall into that trap too sometimes with tradition, where just because we've been doing it for a while, we think, look, we've been doing it for a while, so why not continue to do that? Maybe because it's not the best way to do it. We're going to look at this because Jesus has a different way of understanding the law of Moses, one that doesn't rely on the interpretation of lots of people who have come before him. He relies on his own authority. And we've already talked about this in the gospel so far, that when Jesus speaks, he speaks with the authority of somebody who, doesn't need, man, the sun hit me really hard just now. He speaks with the authority of somebody who doesn't need these other teachers to back him up. He backs himself up, right? He speaks by his own authority. His own word carries that authoritative voice. And that's really powerful. That's really strong. And so what does he say here? What do we learn from him in this moment? And why is it important for us? Those are all questions that we're going to be looking at this week. And I'm looking forward to doing that with you. So Mark chapter 7, go ahead and read that. Get ready to talk about it this coming Sunday. I'm looking forward to diving into it with you, all right? So read ahead. Think ahead, and come prepared to talk on Sunday. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your week.